I really want you all to see these products as clear as possible. I want you to see how they perform. First things first. Let me turn on my little mirror. I hope the lighting doesn't mess it up too bad, but it's really quite handy, this little Kimchi Beauty mirror. I'm going to pat out my eye primer with the Morphe sponge. That is like one of the softest sponges I've ever had. It's very good. And I'm going to set my eyelids with this Morphe brush. It's the A3.2. And we're going to use the Kosas Cloud Set Powder in Breezy. I'm just going to take the brush. I'm going to grab some of the powder on the brush and just set my eyelids with it lightly, because I want those mattes to have like a perfect base. The MAC paint pot, if you just use it without setting, it's really good for the shimmers to stick to. So I try to only set where the mattes are going to be in my look. And this brush is perfect for that because it's so pointy and you can get it right there and then just leave it right in the crease and under the brow bone. So what do we think? Can't really see anything, can you? It's a nice powder. It's set down nicely and the brush is just phenomenal. So, gosh, I hate having to wear a hoodie, but it's cold outside and it's rainy and cold and we're just gonna have to wear a hoodie today. I know I don't look phenomenal, but that's okay. All right, for my eyeshadow look, I'm gonna use the Pat McGrath Sublime Smoke today, and I'm going to incorporate the MAC Couture Copper Dazzle Shadow Extreme. Well, let's open her up and get started. I'm going to use the A11 blending brush, and I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is Taboo. I'm going to pick some of that product up. It is a little dusty, so just be careful with that. And we're going to use that in the crease. You know what I'll do? I'm just going to use this little mirror that's on the eyeshadow. Alright, I'm going to start out here like I normally do with my transition shades. And that way most of the pigment gets deposited out here. And then you can drag it in. You can blend it inwards towards the inner part of your eye. But I just want to keep it right there in the crease for now. This is a very nice blending brush. It's very good for a soft wash of color. So it just blends everything out very softly. I do like that. This color can be built up, so let me show you that. Pat McGrath's matte shades are always very buildable. I'm just going to keep it out here and then go up into this brow bone, just a little bit above it. Just kind of diffuse it softly. I'm going to do one more light layer of that. Keep it out here. Don't want it to be too over the top because I'm not going anywhere fancy today. Just going to see my in-laws. But I wanted to show you that you can use something like this and make it an everyday palette. Even if it's not necessarily an everyday palette for most people. It's called Sublime Smoke. So it's like you would think you're wanting to do a smoky eye. And you can. But you could also make it every day. Alright, I feel like that's good and blended. Now let's go into... let's use this. This is the A20. And I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is Extreme Mahogany. Brownish mauve undertone. And I'm going to pack that right here and deepen up the outer V a little bit. Keep it towards like the socket and then drag it down here towards the lash line. This brush is perfect for defining the outer V. And pick up a little bit more of that and place it right at the lash line. I mean, this is just so subtle and pretty. I'm loving it. I was a little intimidated by it, I won't lie, because the colors are a little dark. But if you are soft with it, you can make it very pretty and dainty. I think I'm going to go back into the first shade we used for transition and grab a little bit of this on the same brush and just pack a little bit more of that on top of the mahogany and just build that up a little bit. Yeah. Because I want it to be more of that coppery brown. And now I'm going to take the first one we used, the blending brush, and just blend that out and soften it a little bit right here. Okay, I think we are good. I think I'm happy with that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the A29 brush, which is like a flat shader brush, and I'm going to go into this middle shade right here, grab some of the shimmer, and I'm going to go this way. I'm going to start here and just lay that down. Very pretty. And now I want to see what this MAC shadow would look like next to it. This is Couture Copper again. I'll grab some of that on the same brush. I just flipped it around. And let's see what this one looks like. Okay, so this one has more of the orange undertone. The other shade is more of like the gold copper color. I do prefer the orange. So I'm going to use the MAC shade and to kind of go on top of that one. I do really like the orange. It makes my blue eyes really pop. And then let's see, do I want to take that all the way in? You know what? I'm gonna, because you can still see the Pat McGrath right here, and then you can see the MAC. Let's use a little bit more of the Pat McGrath right here so you can get both. I'm grabbing a little bit more of the MAC, and I'm going to focus that right here in the center. And then I'm turning the brush around again and getting the shade out of the Pat McGrath and putting it right here. So we're getting like the gold around the coppery orange color, and it looks really good. Now I'm going to wipe that brush No, actually, there's another brush I can use. Hang on. I'm going to grab this small little brush. It's the A18. And I'm going to go into this white champagne-y color. And I'm going to use that on the inner corner. Just blend that into the copper shades. Okay, very pretty. Now, this is not, because it's a shimmer, I cannot use that under my brow bone. I mean, I can at the end to highlight, but I like to use a matte white shade under my brow. So I'm going to grab a little brush from Profusion that I like to use in this ColourPop Nude Mood palette. And I grab that white and just go right under the brow to soften up the look a little bit right there. And then just kind of drag it down. Perfect. Okay. Let me grab the blending brush that we used first. And I'm going to go into this Nude Mood palette. And I'm going to take this color right here, Au Naturel, which is a very light brown. And I want to use that to just kind of soften the edge a little bit. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, I feel like that really helped kind of blend it all together. And then I'll clean up the edge in a minute. Let me go back into this packing brush and grab a little bit of the mahogany and the transition together and just make sure I didn't lose my definition out here. All right, I'm going to do the other eye, and then I'll come right back. All right, so I really like that MAC Couture Copper, and I am digging the way the look turned out. Like, it's not going to be my favorite little palette, but it's cute. So I went ahead and wiped away some of the fallout, and now we're going to use, I'm going to keep this to use as my little mirror, and I might use the black shade to set my eyeliner. This is the Shiseido Micro Liner Ink in brown. And I'm going to use this to tightline. Oh yeah, this is a very creamy liner. And it's like, once you set it down, you can tell it's just going to stay there. I absolutely love this. The formula is amazing. Oh, it's so good, you guys. So good. I feel like you're going to go through it really quick. And I don't like that once you click it up, you know, you can't click it back down, but you're going to use it pretty quick. So I'm just using this again on the upper lash line, and then I may smoke it out a little bit with that shade from the palette. Yeah, I'll do that because this look is going to require that. That's good for now. I used up every little click that I had up. Now I'm going to go in with, let's try this out just to see what happens. This is the A19 side of the brush, and it's very flat, so it should work pretty good. I'm just used to more precision out here, but let's see. I'm just going to kind of pack that down on top of the liner. Working beautifully. And then I'll just take whatever's left, there's not much, and just kind of go right here to kind of set down that liner. Make sure it's going to last. Just by feeling that liner, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very long-lasting formula. This brush is nice, but I think it would be better for like the lower lash line. I like something like this. This is a Morphe angled liner brush. I don't know, that doesn't have a number. But I like something like this to really get in there and have precision. When it comes to like making a little wing out here, I love this brush. And then normally what I'll do is take a little bit of the shadow and pull my eyelid up like this, and then gently go back and forth, but at an upwards angle, and then just kind of connect it by smoking it out right there. Beautiful. Hope y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm really hoping this is a better angle, but I won't know for sure until I'm editing. That's all I want. I just want a little something. All right, so this Shiseido, you gotta click it, like twist it. And I only want about that much because that's about all it should take to get this to match this. But I'm gonna take a little bit more of the liner over here just to really make sure that it's good and dark. Okay, that's exactly where I want it. Now I'm going to go back to this eye. And now, before I move on to mascara, because I'm not doing lashes, I'm going to do my primer. And for primer, the newest one that I have is from number 7. It's the Airbrush Away Pore Minimizing Primer. This is one of the newest primers I own. And it's really nice. It looks like a lotion. When you rub it in, you start to feel the slip to it. Kind of like to just rub it in and spread it. And then once I have it spread evenly, I just go back and just press it in. For my mascara, my new favorite right now is the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara. It's amazing. I went ahead and opened my new Lancome Lashy Doll that I use on the lower lashes, and I will use that today as well. But I have just been obsessed with this mascara. It's just beautiful. So let me show you what it looks like. I did curl my lashes a little while ago, but of course they fall after you've been playing with eyeliner and stuff. But let me show you what they look like with one coat of the Fenty Beauty mascara. And then once my lashes dry, I will use the curler. And with this routine and this mascara, I have not been wearing false lashes lately, and it's just given my lashes time to really heal. Because if you don't know, the reason I started wearing false lashes to begin with was because I had a horrible experience with a waterproof mascara. I believe it was waterproof. It was one of those fiber mascaras that came out years ago. And it when I was removing it one day in the shower, literally my lashes came out with it. And not just one or two, like clumps. Whole clumps of lashes came out. And I was on my way to work when this happened. Like, I took my shower. I work night shift, so I took my shower at like 4 p.m. like I normally do, 3:30, 4 o'clock. And when I went to go get ready, I was like, oh my gosh, my lashes literally came out. And I panicked because I could not go to work without any lashes. So I stopped at the Dollar General and bought false lashes for the first time. That was the first time I'd ever bought them. I didn't know how to apply them. I was completely new to the lash game. So what I did is, once I got to work, I went to the bathroom and just started messing around until I got them to where they looked decent. And from that moment on, I always wore lashes because I was like letting my natural lashes grow back. Well, fast forward, here we are, and I just kind of got used to what my eyes looked like with false lashes, and I preferred it that way. So I just kept wearing them. Well, if you keep wearing lashes, then you're going to do some damage anyway. So what I was trying to hide was damage, but I was also creating kind of damage as well. Anyway, I have stopped wearing them for the past roughly 3 weeks, maybe a month already. I haven't been wearing lashes at all. And my lashes are getting bigger, they're getting fuller, and I've been using the Grande Lash Serum every now and then, not all the time. I don't want to end up with another eye irritation. I'm trying to be careful. But here we are, and my lashes are looking so much better now. So just all that to say, give your lashes a break every now and then. If you are somebody that wears lashes a lot, false lashes, give yourself a break. You will be surprised at how quickly they will heal once you just give them a break. I feel like that Grande Lash Serum truly helped as well. But guys, this mascara is bomb. My two favorite mascaras right now are the Tower 28 and this Fenty Hella Thick. The Tarte Lights Camera Lashes used to be my favorite until these two came into my life. These are phenomenal mascaras. Now the Lancome Lashy Dole, I love that one for my lower lashes, and I always will. But for my upper lashes, this has been my routine. Making sure this is dried down. It has for foundation, the newest foundation in my collection, which is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Foundation in the shade 5.9. We're going to use it on this little palette. Whoa, hang on, 2 pumps. And yes, this palette's dirty, but that's okay. I'm going to start with 2 pumps of that, and then I'm going to add in the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation in the shade LM10. And this will give it a little bit of warmth. And I felt like because I'm using the Pat McGrath eyeshadow today, we should use the Pat McGrath foundation. Why not? Alright, so that makes it super duper runny. Very runny foundation. I'm going to take my little mixer, mix this all up. And then we're going to use the Morphe A24 brush for foundation today. And then the Morphe sponge as well. But let's start with that and make sure we're good. We are good with color. Placed it on my chin so we can start there and see what this brush is about. It's super soft. which I'm not like, I don't know. I mean, my It Cosmetics brushes are soft, but they have a density to them. And I guess this one does too, but it's not as dense, I should say. But, and by the way, these are not full coverage foundations, so I'm not expecting to get full coverage out of this by any means. We'll see what happens. We'll see what we can come up with. Like I said, I'm going to start with this brush and then I'll use the sponge to really press it in. But what I've learned is that you don't absolutely need full coverage foundation. A good medium coverage and then adding your powder bronzers and stuff on top, cream products, you will, end result, have full coverage, even if you're just using a medium coverage foundation. If that makes any sense to you, I hope it did. Basically, the more products you add on top, by the end of your routine, you will have pretty much full coverage. And my neck is still not completely processed my self-tanning. I have bug bites, I think. That or big old pimple, but I feel like it's a bug bite. Or possibly poison ivy or something, because it's itching and I was out feeding the goats the other day and I probably got freaking poison ivy. Oh. Alright, put some on my forehead here, my big old forehead. And what I'm going to do is, with whatever's left on the palette, we'll use the sponge and try to build up some coverage. But I do like this brush. It's just not what I'm used to. But it's nice. I'm still able to get like in between my brows with it. It's not too big. I like it. Okay, the sponge. And let me show you. There's a ton of product left. So let's just take the sponge and add some coverage, hopefully. Not all foundations work well together mixed. It's kind of a gamble to mix foundations, but so far this is working well. It's not super buildable or anything. Like, I'm not able to build a lot of coverage. But these, like I said at the beginning, these are just medium coverage foundations, light to medium. The Pat McGrath is like light coverage, and then the Giorgio Armani is more of like a medium coverage, in my opinion. But as you can see, it's definitely doing a good job, and I'm just going to blend it down my neck because we're still processing here. Self-tan issues all the time. I am going to try to use this for blending out my concealer as well and see how it works. So far, I really love the sponge. All right, let's look up close. Let's go ahead and do the LYS bronzer stick in the shade Medium Harmony. And I know people just swipe it on, but I'm so scared of that. God, I'm scared of this, but I'm going to do it. Let's just start with that. And I'm going to use the Morphe A58 brush. That's kind of like this. Try to blend that out right here. Let me look up close because I feel like it's a little patchy, but it might be the brush. Brush is shedding. Yeah, the brush is shedding. Wow. Hopefully that's just a couple little randos, but that's a $100 brush set that's shedding. Okay, we got a little more. Okay, I'm not really digging that brush for this, so let me grab, I'll do the Sephora 47 brush. Let's take a little bit of the product on the brush itself and do that. Okay, yeah, much better. And now I'm going to take this sponge and kind of shear it out a little bit because I went a little crazy. And there's literal brush hairs on my face. All right, I think that bronzer is nice. That was just not my favorite brush. Let's go over here to this side. Just do that much. It does blend beautifully. It really does. But it is a really nice formula. Blends super nice. I like it. Okay. Do a little bit of it on my forehead. A little goes a very long way. Make sure you get back in your hairline. Okay, we are bronzed. We are good. Let's put that back down. Nice. I am happy with that. Now, let's do some Sigma Cream Blush. And do I want to use the same brush? Yeah, let's start with the 47 brush. This is the Sigma Corte Rosa Cream Blush. This is a brand new formula of cream blush, and it's brand new to Sigma, brand new to me. I'm gonna grab that much and hope for the best. Okay, here we go. Beautiful formula. using the same sponge, I'm just going to press it into the skin. It's very pretty. Take a little more. Go to this side. Okay. Now we're going to go into concealer. And I'm going to start with the Kosas, but I'm going to have to tell you, I have a feeling that I'll have to use something to brighten this up. So let's do one little dot there and see what happens when I blend it out. I'm going to use the Sephora 71 concealer brush to blend. Just as I suspected, this is a very nice color correcting shade for me. The yellow really helps neutralize the purple and the blue under my eye. But I will need something to brighten up my under eye. And that one little dot, I was able to really get a lot of coverage. Now I'm going to take the sponge on the clean side and press that concealer in under my eye. Let me look up close. So we have a very light coverage, and it, like I said, it does a good job at like color correcting, but I'm going to have to use something else to brighten. But that's okay. I love this formula, and I'm okay to do that. I'll probably use the Lancome Tint Needle Ultra Wear in the shade Buff Neutral. Yeah, that's what I'll use to brighten it up. But let me blend this out like I did the other eye. Pack some right in the inner corner where I have this dark purple veins, and then I just kind of move it over here and help cover those purple blue veins right here, and then drag it up a little bit, okay, that's good. Taking the Morphe sponge, I'm going to press that in. And then I'm going to use this concealer to brighten right here. And then I'm going to do a little right here. Like that. A little right here. And I'm just going to use the Morphe sponge. did a nice job of, it did a nice job of brightening. And I'm just going to take this brush and pat out creases. Okay, now I'm going to look up close. Make sure that they are blended. Use the Kosas Cloud Set Powder in the shade Breezy to set my under eyes. And for that, I'm going to use the A14, which looks like this. I'm going to grab some of this powder on this brush, and we're going to set the under eyes. I'm going to make sure I've patted away the creasing before I set it. This brush is perfect for setting. And this powder so far is very nice. It's very nice. I like it. To set the entire face, I'm going to use the A21. Same powder. I'm just going to take this brush and we are going to lightly set. For my face, I don't know if it's quite enough. But let me try the Huda Beauty powder with the brush and see what happens. And then I'll get a better idea because I know how this powder performs on its own. Let's see how it performs with this brush. See all my pores and stuff still shining through? So yeah, it was the powder. I'm just knocking off the excess, and I'm going to show you right here. Hopefully you can see. How this is just taking away all the pores and the shine right there. Beautifully. So that powder, I'm not going to give up on it because it's brand new. It might need some like really getting in there to get it out. But for now, we're just going to use Huda Beauty and set my face. It needs set. We have the Sigma matte bronzer in the shade medium, and I have the Hailey's Beauty brush, and we are going to pray for the best. Picked up the product. This brush is nice. It's small, so it's very precise. It's soft, but yet it's not. I mean, I really like it. I kind of like go upwards a little bit right here, and it helps lift my cheeks a little bit. This is a nice buildable formula. I really like it. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit down here, like behind my ear, on my ear. And now I'm going to go up onto the forehead. I really like this formula of the bronzer, and I love the brush. It's beautiful combination. Beautiful. All right. Now I'm going to use the Sigma Corderosa blush. And I'm going to use... You know what? I'm going to try this brush. It is the A22. Because it's like the soft highlighter blush brush. I don't want to use too much. And I just want to like gently blush the cheeks like this. Beautiful. This formula is matte. There is no shimmer to this blush. It's very pretty. I love this little brush. It'd be good for a highlight as well. All right, let's use the Rare Beauty highlighter in Mesmerize on the same brush. Pick up a little bit and dust it on the tip of my nose. Gorgeous. A little bit on my Cupid's bow. And the way this diffuses the highlighter, oh, I love it. So pretty. Okay, I'm really liking everything so far. Everything came together pretty nicely. I used this brush from IT Cosmetics to just kind of dust everything together lightly. Now for setting spray, my newest is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. It's so fine that it makes you wonder if it's even going on your face. So when I fan it, I can feel it going on. But like if you don't fan it, it kind of just hangs out in the air. It's really cool. But now I'm going to take my sponge and just press that in. And I finish my brows, do my lips, mascara, and then curl my lashes, and we will be done. Let's talk about the products that we use today. The Biossance Rapid Plumping Serum. I knew I loved it. I was glad to restock it and have it in my collection, in my routine. I love it. And I'm happy that it came with those little extras. The eye cream I used felt really good. Now that could be one of the reasons that my under eyes are creasing a little bit more than they normally do because of a rich eye cream. But we shall see. We'll keep you updated on that. The Magic Cream from Charlotte Tilbury was very nice. I did like the way it felt on the skin. What else? The LYS Bronzing Stick I really enjoy. The Shiseido eyeliner I really enjoy, except for the fact that it is twist up and you have to be very careful with those products. But I did enjoy the formula a lot. And then the Dazzle eyeshadow from MAC, the Couture Copper, is very pretty. And the Sublime Smoke from Pat McGrath. I like it. I'm not obsessed with it as much as I thought I might be. But I'm glad I got it and I have it in my collection because I feel like it will serve a purpose. And it'll be perfect for travel. And what else? I am loving the brushes. There was a little hiccup with one brush, and that was the A58. When I tried to use this to blend my bronzer, it started to shed, and it's still shedding. That's not ideal for a $100 brush set. But all the other ones were just fine. So I don't know. The sponge is a freaking amazing. I love the sponge. It felt so good on the skin. Very soft. I'm using my Precisely My Brow Pencil to just kind of further line the brows. It just kind of try to make them match. The Kosas powder, I'm on the fence about. Like, I felt like it did an okay job, but it's nothing revolutionary in my opinion. And the Kosas Revealer Concealer, I do love the formula. I just have the hardest time finding the perfect shade with that one. And the one I picked is not exactly perfect by any means, but we made it work. My Sigma bronzer in the shade medium, the matte bronzer, love it. The Sigma cream blush in Corderosa, I knew it would be great. I just had a feeling, and I'm not disappointed at all with that. Okay, I think we are good with that. Good enough anyway. Now I'm going to use the Glossier Brow Flick pen in the shade brown, and I just use this to make some hair-like strokes right here at the front of my brow. And then I just go flick upwards, and that helps give hair-like strokes throughout. I really enjoy this. My newest lip liner is the Too Faced Lip Injection in the shade Puffy Nude. This definitely burns. I don't know if I can say I see any plumping from it. All right. And it takes a while for the tingling to start. All right, now we're going into the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Medium shade. Yeah. It's way too deep for me. I don't like it. Pillow Talk, the original shade, I would like, but not that. So I'm going to go into the ABH Satin Lipstick in the shade Tease to lighten this up. It's still too dark. In my opinion. Okay. This is what the ABH Lipstick in Tease looks like, that puffy nude lip liner. And it's just like a really good nude shade. Now, to lighten it up even further, I'm going to use the NYX, this is Milky Gloss in Milk and Honey. And I'm going to apply that right here. Stunning. I love the combination of that, and it just looks really good with the eye look and everything. Everything looks really, really good. Now, I'm curious to take this Sephora like puff and the Cloud Set powder and see if this will take away some of this shine. Definitely did. So using this powder on a puff is where it's at. I hope you all could see that. It definitely took away some of the shine. So for that, now I'm going to use my Lancome Lashy Dole on the lower lashes. And I have to be careful because this is a new tube and I'm used to my older tube. In my older tube, I could like really get in there and comb them without much product being placed down on my lashes. So I have to be careful. This is my favorite lower lash mascara. It's so good. It doesn't transfer. It doesn't flake. Okay, that's good enough for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to curl my upper lashes so you all can see what happens and how this transforms. Okay, so I'm going to do one eye at a time. I curled them once and you can see how lifted those are compared to this side. Let me do this side. All right, so tell me, does that not look like false lashes? It's so pretty, you guys. This mascara is phenomenal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a smidge of it and just go right under here just to give a little bit more lift from the bottom. And that'll help hold them up all night long. And like everybody in the world, I have one side that's better than the other, but that's okay. This is my finicky side. But to me, they both look good and I'm happy with it. I'm very, very happy with the way this look turned out using new products. Because you never know. Sometimes you be looking crazy with some new products. Because sometimes they are not as advertised. But I really like the look. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And I will see you in my next one.